Hi guys, today I thought I would sit down and try some new products with you guys. It's not going to be a full face of makeup because, well, let's be real, if I were to save up every time to get a first impression or a full face of first impressions, it would never happen because I rarely buy face products like concealers and foundations and powder and all that stuff. So we're just gonna, try out the stuff that I do have, and I mostly have a full face of fun makeup. So we're skipping the boring part. I've already put on my foundation, concealer, powder, brows, and bronzer. So we're just gonna get into the rest of these stuff. So I bought some stuff at Ulta, I think it was last week, and I ended up picking up some Flower Beauty products. I don't have a ton. I do have a blush because I've heard so many good things about these blushes, and this is in the shade Warm Hibiscus. So I want to try this on. I also have a highlighter from Devinah that I totally forgot that I ended up picking up. So I have 3 highlighters here, like single highlighters, and they're all really pretty. I've tried this one, and this one is a little bit too dark and too glittery for me, but this one I have not tried yet. And this looks absolutely stunning. Obviously it looks very pigmented on my hand, but when you kind of swatch it out, it looks a lot sheerer. And I also have one from Nixie that I've already tried and that I really, really like. It's, again, a little bit too dark for me, just a tiny bit, but I can definitely make this work. But I do want to try out this Devinah highlighter. And I also have a new mascara that I got a sample of, and this is the Benefit Roller Lash, which I've heard so many good things about. I've never tried this. Now it is a mini, and I don't really like mini mascaras, so we'll see how this works out. I also have a lipstick from Flower Beauty, which is a bullet lipstick, and it looks like this. So it's a very cute pink shade, and it's in the shade Bright Peony. And the last 2 things I want to try out is one of the Jelly Mud shadows from Colourpop. I've been kind of waiting to try this for a while because I didn't know which video to put it into, so today is going to be the day. I have not opened this, but I will open it with you and I will show you guys. And I also ended up picking up an eyeliner from L.A. Colors, or L.A. Girl, and this is one of their neon ones, and I just figured that these are like the exact same shade, so they could go really nicely together. So those are the things that I want to try out. I don't think I have anything else new that I can really put into this. If I think of something, I will let you know, but I'm pretty good at staying on top of like trying all the new things that I get as soon as I get them because, I don't get a lot of free stuff, so I'm able to keep up with the new stuff that I have. So I think we should start off with a blush because this is so pretty. So maybe I should swatch it first. So this feels so soft, and I'm pretty sure that this is like a luminous blush, and I love that. So you probably can't see it much on camera. I can't honestly really see it much in real life either, so this might be more of a blush topper, but we're going to try it as a blush and see how it does. So it's not super pigmented, it's definitely more of a topper in my opinion. It does leave a beautiful sheen though, and I feel like I'm able to build this up quite nicely. But I do think that I would want to put something else underneath this, just to make it pop a little bit extra. And I've heard so many good things about these Flower Beauty blushes, so if you have a favorite, let me know down below which one is your favorite, because I'm pretty sure that I will end up picking up more of these because I do like a good shimmery blush, even though, like I said, it would probably look better on me if I had something underneath this, but I mean, that still looks really pretty. So let's try out this highlighter now. Okay, so the name on this is Nixie, which you probably cannot see. This is what it looks like. I'm going to swatch this as well. So you can see that is extremely pigmented, so hopefully I'll be able to blend this out. I'm not going to go in with a very dense brush, but you can see it's got such a beautiful shift to it. So I'm using my least dense highlighting brush, and this is from Morphe. Wow, that's
still quite pigmented right there.
I feel like it does blend out. This might be a little bit too light for me, but it is super blinding. Wow, that is quite something. That is beautiful though. I feel like this would actually be better as an eyeshadow probably. This might be a little bit too much for me as a highlighter, and it might also actually be a little bit too light for me, because when I look straight ahead it does look like I have a bit of a gray cast right here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Luxie one right here, and I'm going to dip into this and then just gently go over this and try to darken it a little bit. And I mean, this is just
crazy. Wow.
I don't know how I feel about that. I almost feel like that's a bit much. So let me take my powder brush and try to tone this down a bit. It's got a beautiful finish though. I feel like I would really like this formula if it was in a shade that was a little bit darker than this. But I mean, it's so wet looking. I kind of like it. I might have to order a different shade next time I am ordering from Devinah if that ever happens again. But if I do, I probably want to pick up another one and see if I can get one that's a little bit better suitable for me. So I think we should move on to eyes. I think that was all I had for face. So I'm actually going to use an eyeshadow palette before I go in with the Jelly Mud Shadow, and the eyeshadow palette that I want to use is one I haven't used in forever. This is the Huda Beauty Muave Obsessions, and I just feel like these tones might go really nicely with this. So I'm going to build up a quite dark crease using probably these three shades right here. But first we need to prime the eyes, so I'm going to use some of my MAC Paint Pot. Oh, and I totally forget, I got this one from Flower Beauty too. I don't know how this was not in the same box, but this is one of their glitter eyeshadows. And I don't know if this is going to go very well with the other things that I'm putting on my eyes today, but let's swatch this. I'm pretty sure it's just a gold. Oh wow. That's very pigmented and has a lot more coverage than a lot of my steel ones. So I'm personally more a fan of the glitter ones that don't have a base color. So you can see here, basically my whole hand is just gold now. And I definitely prefer the ones that have a clear base with like gold glitters in them, like the steel ones. And I can tell that my hand is tingling a little bit and it feels kind of cold. So I don't know if that's a great thing to put on my eyes. So yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to be trying that out today or not. But let's just kind of get into this eye look and see where it takes us. And then maybe if I feel like gold is going to look good with the look in the end, we can, you know, do a stripe of gold in the crease or something like that. But first I'm going to dip into this Huda Beauty palette. So I first want to dip into the Huda Beauty palette, and I'm going to take this shadow right here and I'm going to put that all the way through my crease. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to build up a very standard crease going from lightest to darkest, and then I'm going to take the Jelly Mud shadow and kind of use that to create a half cut crease with. And I don't know how that's going to go. Hopefully it'll look good. And I also have no idea like how the formula is at all. So I'm just using a very fluffy DHC Cosmetics brush to do this with. And I really love these small Huda Beauty palettes. I think these are great. And they're so awesome for traveling too. And even though I'm not one who travels a lot, and I'm also not really a fan of saying that something is travel friendly, because honestly, eyeshadow palettes are so small anyway. So even if I have to bring like a larger one, now I'm not talking about the giant Morphe palettes, but most eyeshadow palettes are pretty small, and if you're gonna bring one, you might as well bring two because it's not gonna take up any more room. So I'm not really one to kind of judge a palette based on its size unless it's ginormous. Oh, and something exciting happened today. So I was looking at Trendmood, and I don't know why I had not realized that this palette was coming out, but Violet Voss is coming out with like a very bright rainbow kind of palette. So I'll put it up on the screen for you. I did not know that this palette existed, and I read the post and I was like,
Wait, it's gonna be available today?
so I ordered it. So hopefully you're ready for a review, because I think it's coming on Friday. So hopefully it'll be Saturday's video if I'm quick enough to get it up. So I'm gonna definitely try that. I'm really excited about that palette. So next I'm gonna take this shadow right here, and I love that this palette doesn't have names. I love palettes that don't have names. And honestly, I wish that every palette would just name their shades like 1 through however many shadows are in the palette, because it would just make it so much easier. So I'm just going to take this shadow now on the outer corner, and I'm also going to bring it through my crease a little bit lower down than the transition shade. And as always, I'm just deciding to do my lower lash line last because I don't know if I want to put anything else down there or if I just want to go in with these same colors. I'm just going to take a clean brush now and just blend out these edges a bit more. Alright, so I think I am going to deepen this up a tad bit more, and I'm going to dip into this darkest shade down here. And this shadow looks to be untouched, so I don't think I've used it before. So I'm switching over to my Morphe M506 brush. I'm just putting this mainly in the outer corner, but I'm also going to pull it through my crease just a little bit, also lower down than last time. Okay, let's try out this Jelly Mud shadow now. I'm so curious. So I'm gonna first take off the lid cap, and that is very goopy. Very interesting. I guess I'll just use whatever is on the cap here because there's a lot of product. So let me swatch it first. That is such a weird consistency. Interesting. So it doesn't look to be like super opaque, and I'm a little bit worried that this won't cover up all of the shadows, but we're just gonna try it anyway and see what happens. So I'm just gonna scoop a little bit of this and just put it on the back of my hand and work on it that way. And I'm just going to do this as if I'm doing a cut crease, I guess. So I'm using a Morphe M421 brush, and I'm just going to start lining my, that is beautiful, lash line about halfway across, and then I'm gonna look up. And that didn't transfer at all, so I guess we're off to a good start. I guess I'll just do my cut crease without having a guide then. And this is so much more pigmented than I thought it would be. That is beautiful. Look at that color.
Wow.
It also does seem like it dries down pretty quickly. So let me see if I can try to fade this out without there being such a harsh line. I might also go in with a kind of mauve berry shimmer on the outer part here to blend these in a little bit easier. But I'm definitely able to fade it out quite nicely. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more just to make sure this is as opaque as I want it to be. Like I said, it dries very quickly, so you kind of have to work fast with it. But I love how that looks. I'm really curious how this is going to wear. Now, I'm not really going to be able to wear it for a very long period of time today because I'm filming pretty late, so I'm gonna have to try this again at some point and update you guys on how long this actually wears and if it ends up doing anything crazy on my eyes at all. So I quite like how this is looking. Now let's see if I have a shadow in this palette that I can use on the outer part. Maybe if I go in with this one right here and then just put that right above where these two colors meet to get a better blend. So let's try this. And it does seem to layer on top of the Jelly Mud shadow pretty nicely. This is what my hand looks like every day. Every time I do my makeup, I swear to God, I am just such a mess. So I am quite happy with how this is looking. I think for my lower lash line, I'm actually just going to do the exact same thing that I did in my crease. So I'm first going to start off taking the darkest shade right close to my lower lash line and then smoke it out with the lighter shade. So I think I do want to use a little bit of this gold glitter now, and I'm not really sure where I want to put this, but I'm thinking I kind of want to put it just right here on the first part of my lower lash line, maybe a little bit into my inner corner as well. So I'm just taking a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use a tiny little brush, and then we're just going to put that right here. And it doesn't show up as opaque as it did when I swatched it, so that's good. It's definitely way more glittery on the eye, it seems like. And I am going to meet it up with the Jelly Mud shadow that we have on the lid. Ooh, that stings. I just got it in my eye. That is not good. So be careful. Don't get this in your eye. Does anyone else have this problem with a lot of liquid eyeshadows? Because this is not the first one that's kind of stung my eye. I had this problem with the Urban Decay liners too, and I cannot use those. Like, I would say this one is not as bad, but I mean, it's not pleasant. And it does go away, but it's still
Not ideal.
So I think the only thing that's next to do is put in the eyeliner and the waterline. So we're gonna do this. This is in the shade Fresh. So that glided on really nicely. That really made my eye pop. I will say it's not exactly the same as the Jelly Mud shadow. This is more on the lighter side. But so far, I really like the formula on this. Yeah, that's a really nice eyeliner. I might even pick up more of these because these are about the same price point as the Colourpop ones, I want to say, but I feel like these are going to be like better quality. At least the packaging is not going to fall apart and the pen isn't going to fall out of the container like these do sometimes. So I definitely might be picking up more of these if I can find them in stores or next time I place an Ulta order or something like that. So I guess I'm going to put on some liner. And I'm going to use my DHC Cosmetics liquid liner, which is my favorite, but I'm running so low that I really need to buy a new one because it is my holy grail, and I have a lot of other liquid liners and I don't like them as much, so let me just do a mini wing. So I know I said I was going to do a small wing, but these ended up being a little bit bigger than I thought they would, but that's okay because that happens sometimes. Let me just curl my lashes real quick and then we can try out this roller lash mascara. I am very intrigued by this because you guys know that the Badgalbang is my favorite mascara of all time and it's also by Benefit, so I do want to try this out and I hope I like it. Not that it's really going to make a difference price-wise, I don't think. I'm pretty sure these cost about the same, so let me do the roller lash on this side and then I'll do the Badgalbang on the other eye. I will say I like the applicator on this. I'm a huge fan of like the spiky ones, but the fact that this is a bit curved, I'm not sure I'm a fan of. I don't really like curved mascara ones, but let's see what happens. So just like straight off the bat, I feel like the applicator isn't picking up enough product. But I do quite like the formula. I just don't like this curved thing. I don't like mascara ones that have a curve on them. Formula is quite nice though. I mean, it's definitely lengthening my lashes, but I don't feel like it's giving them any volume at all. And as much as I usually prefer length over volume, I do like having a little bit of both. See, this is the kind of mascara that I want for my lower lashes. I mean like the mini size, because the mini sizes are a lot easier to get in here with. Like that looks really good on my lower lashes. Alright, so I quite like that. I don't really have any complaints per se, except for the wand on this I don't like. So let me show you what the Badgalbang is going to do for my lashes, and I just love this mascara so much. Like, can you see how much more volume I got just from one coat on this mascara? And I would say about the same amount of length. So it's going to take quite a bit to get my Badgalbang dethroned because I still prefer it. Let me see if I can go in with just a coat of this on top here too. Alright, there we go. That is more like it. So I guess we are left with only the lipstick. Now I don't know if this is going to go with this look at all, but we're going to find out. So let me swatch this on my hand as well if I have any more room here. Let's try it on here. That is a very neon pink and not at all what I expected, but it's really pretty and it's definitely something that I would wear. So I think I'm going to find a lip liner first, and I'm going to use my Kat Von D lip liner in Sexer. And these are not even close to being the same shade. So I don't know how that is going to look. Maybe I should find something else. I just don't have a lot of lip liners in my collection. What if I try this one by Colourpop? That is so orange though. What about this one? That's also kind of on the orange brown side. I don't know. Maybe I'll just try it without the lip liner and see how it goes. So I'm not a huge fan of this formula. I feel like it kind of looks a bit patchy on my lips and it's clinging to some dry spots that I have. So I don't know if I necessarily love this. I'm going to have to try it again at some point and maybe find a better lip liner to use this with, because this application is not looking very pretty. So yeah. So to sum up, I guess I will say that the blush I like, but you can't really see it that much. So I need to use this more as a topper because it doesn't have that much pigment to it. It's more of like a very sheer shine. So I do like it, but I need something underneath it. The highlight was quite intense and it wasn't really my color, so I can't say that I love that, but the formula seemed amazing. It just didn't really work that well on me. Let's see what else. So Jelly Wet Shadow, I really like it, but it just depends on how it wears. If I have problems with cracking and flaking and anything like that, it's going to be a hard no. But if this wears really nicely, I could definitely see myself picking up more of these because these are kind of fun. And if this does wear well, I could see myself using these as like liners and stuff too, so that could be kind of cool. The eyeliner I really liked. So if you're looking for a turquoise liner or really any other color liner, I would highly recommend these liners. Now personally, I never really have a problem with these fading in my waterline. Most eyeliners tend to stick in my waterline pretty good, so you know, unless my eyes are running or something. But I really don't think any eyeliners exists that's going to stick in your waterline if you do have watery eyes. So yeah, I think that was all of my video. I will say that the glitter that I used, I'm a little bit iffy on that because it did kind of sting my eyes and it is kind of making my eyes water a little bit.
But I mean, it's really pretty in this glitter, so I
can't really hate on it too much. So yeah, I think that's all I had for this video. Oh, the mascara. The mascara was okay. I will definitely use it. I'll probably use it for my lower lashes mostly, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you tried any of these products and what your opinions on them are. I would love to know. And also let me know if there are any kind of products that you want me to review that I haven't really talked about or that maybe I don't even know about. I would love to know because I'm open to buying new stuff and trying new things as long as it's something that interests me. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you are new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!